Hi, this is Ronnie, and welcome to How to Kill a Kit with Style, August 2019. Today I'm going to scrapbook this picture right here. That's my grandson and youngest granddaughter, well, youngest grandchild at the moment. I'm going to be using my How to Kill a Kit with Style. So you've all seen it several times, and I'm slowly going through it. I don't know if I'll get it done, but I am slowly going through it. And I went ahead and cut that paper with the gingham on it in a triangle, and I am going to use the back side there on another layout, so I'll have two layouts with the triangle and the line through the center diagonally, because I've got another triangle to go with this. I am going to put it down on white cardstock, and that is American Crafts cardstock, and I do have the texture side up. And I want to cover the edge of that, so I'm going to use blue and red and layer the two together. I wanted to introduce some red to this, not just have blue and have it monochromatic, because her little outfit is like, it's a dark, I guess kind of like a raspberry color. It's a pretty dark pink and just a hint of red. And I'm going to mount my photo, and I'm going to mount it in the white with the blue, and I'm not putting no red on it. I did think about it, but then I thought, no, I think I'll just do the white and the blue. And I'm just going to go right along the seam there with my red and blue. Oh, and I need to tell you about my layout. It's for a challenge. It's for Mercy Tiara's 27-day Scrappy Challenge group on Facebook, and one of the challenges is using the letter S, and you have to have at least 3 things on your layout that starts with an S. I got sidetracked there. I was looking at what I was doing on here instead of talking. Yeah, one of the ones that's an S, of course, is sister, and then the word summer. It's on there a couple of times. And She Ain't Heavy, She's My Sister is part of the title, so that's another S. Stickers is another S. I'm going to splatter, so that's another S. So I have more than 3 S's going on this layout. And I was so worried when I started out, was I going to have 3 that start with an S? And I thought, well, if I don't make it, surely if I get 2, I can always do splatters. But I did splatters anyway, so that's good. And I'm pulling out my We Are Memory Keepers piercing mat because I'm going to do some sewing on there. Oh yeah, and that's another S. I did sewing on here too. And I'm going to put the cross stitch from one end to the other, and I did not record this. My brother called, and I was sitting there talking to him, and I'd stopped scrapbooking, and I thought, well, I guess I could go ahead and sew my stitches on here while I'm talking to him. Well, I did not think about turning my camera back on, so it just wasn't on while I was doing that. Sorry. I would have cut most of it out, but I would have left a little more than what I did. And I'm going to use that summer on there. I thought at first that I would do it across the top, but I couldn't see any way for it to go across the top. If I'd thought of it before I put the other strip on there with the stitches, I might have been able to, but no, I'm going to try it a couple times, and it's just not going to work any way that I try it. Yeah, see, unless I go over the whole top and cover up my stitches, it's not going to work. So it's going to get cut in half, and I'm only going to use one of the words, summer. And I thought I might as well go ahead and put my photo down, because it's going to be there no matter what. I mean, that space is open for it, and it is definitely going to be there. And I put it up a little higher because I am going to put my title, well, part of my title, down at the bottom, and I needed to have room to put that. And that's where I put She Ain't Heavy, She's My Sister. And technically that's the title. I did add the Good Life on there, the acrylic piece. I had put a couple in my kit, so I'd be sure and use them because I've had them a couple of years. They're still in the packaging. They're in a little drawer, and I don't think about them when I'm doing the layouts. And so I thought, well, I'll put 2 in this kit and have 2 to use. And guess what? I used both of them. Yeah, they're out of my stash, and they're on my layouts, and they're going to be in my albums. But yeah, they're from Ellie's studio, and they're gorgeous. I mean, I really like them. To mount them, I use really thin score tape. I think it's like 1/8 of an inch. And I just go ahead and put it on the back, and then when I get ready, it's already there. And all I have to do is pull the release paper off the back then and stick it down. And there's the summer. And see how it blended in so much? I didn't like that, so I decided to go ahead and pull me out some red and blue again. And, well, same red and blue, I guess. But pull it back out and mount that on there so it'll show up a little better. And I think that really helps. It makes it pop a lot more. It was just blending in too much for me. And I'm going to end up repeating the same colors that's in the word summer up at the top with a banner. And the banner's going to have all the same colors that the summer has, because the summer has each letter a different color. And I don't put any foam tape behind it, since I do have 3 layers there of cardstock and pattern paper. And I'm going to go ahead and put 2 staples in it from the Tim Holtz stapler, one on each end, well, each side of that one end, and just nestle it. I'm going to use that word, nestle it, underneath the title. And, well, really, I guess the title is The Good Life. She ain't heavy, she's my sister. And the summer's just a banner. It's really not part of the title. But, yeah, I'm going to use the chipboard flag. There is one that's stickers, but I'm just going to use the chipboard one. And I'm going to not use the one with the floral there. The space that I have isn't quite big enough for it there too. So I thought I'm going to have to leave one out, and I decided to leave that one out. There is no floral down there in the summer, so that was my logic. And I'm going to mess with that a few minutes, trying to decide which way I want it and how much I want it to curve. And then I'm going to use the same thread that I used in the cross stitching to have a string for my banner. And I'm going to kind of like glue it down as I go, and then pull those out of the way, because I want to make sure I get a good curve on them. And I really like how that last little flag banner there, the purple looking one, it's got little tiny white, let me look and see, I'll tell you what they are. They're little tiny X's. I thought for a minute they might be dots, but they're little tiny X's of white on the purple. Anyway, that flag just kind of goes in the corner of the picture perfectly. So if I'd used one more, it wouldn't have fit quite as well. So I really like how it fit right there. And yeah, see how long it takes me to put it on there? Yeah, I probably should have cut part of it out, because y'all could guess how that went. But no, it's on there. You get to watch me play. And I'm using wet glue to hold them in place, because you've seen how sticky they were a while ago. I picked my paper up to kind of look at to see how good it looked as far as the curve went, and they all started sliding right off. They were not sticking at all. None whatsoever. And the glue that I'm using is Art Glitter Institute glue, and it's a thinner glue, so you can use it in the fine line real easy without adding water. If I use the Scotch or anything in the fine line, or the Elaine's Tacky Glue, I'd have to add water to it, or it'd stop up really easy. And this you can just put right in there and not even add no water, and it works really well. But I like the fine tip on it. And yes, I finally went and ordered another fine tip that actually went with it. And it is working so much better than that one I was trying to use. And still have not found the one that fell on the floor. It is probably under a piece of furniture, along with the lid for my sequins. And I had back surgery this year, so I'm not moving no furniture. I'll have to think of getting it moved sometime when my son's here or my grandson, and have one of them do it so I can claim all the lost pieces underneath them. And I'm just pulling off the release paper here. And I am going to cut that out. See, I did. So you didn't have to watch all that. I did have several pieces on there. And yeah, you've seen all those pieces, a nice little pile of them. And I'm looking at the layout, trying to decide what else I could add there. Oh, and I had to go straight in the summer again. Yeah, trying to get it as straight. Well, I think as close to the letters as I could get it is what it was. And I'm going to put splatters on there, and they're dilutions. And I think it's called London Blue. And it's a little bit brighter blue than what I'm using in the layout, but it is the closest blue that I have as far as something I could splatter on the page. And I thought I was done. And I'm counting everything that starts with an S and checking all that. And then I said, nope, not quite done. I got to add something else. And the reason I'm adding this, and this just says fun, is because her legs there, they look really weird. They're laying on his hand, and I thought, that just looks like an awkward little place there. And so I'm just going to cover it up. And that's what I do, is cover it up. And so all you see then is him and her, and it looks so cute. And instead of her little chubby legs. Oh, and I'm putting enamel dots on now. See, look what happens. You add one more thing, and then you got to add more. And I did empty out one of my packages of the enamel dots, the one I put in with the kit when I started at the beginning of the month. And I am working on emptying this one. It wasn't a full package to start with, but yeah, I'm going to get it emptied. No, I don't guess I had it emptied. I must empty it on this layout, because the next layout I do, it is empty. And I just added some adhesive on it and a dot on the a little piece of the foam tape to the side so that it'll sit on the picture really well. And I really thought I was done with the layout then, but no. I looked at it and thought, I need something up in that upper left-hand corner. It looks kind of bare, with just the banner hanging down. So I decided to repeat the red and the blue by using my circle punches, and I used the 1 3/4 and the 2-inch for it. And I also pull out a little sticker, and it says "So Fun." Even though I have fun right below there, it's fun, so fun. Yeah. He's a pretty good babysitter. And I'm going to put it up there, and some enamel dots plus I'm going to add one more cross stitch to it. Yeah, there it is. And I could have done that without the template. I don't even know why I bothered pulling the template out. I've done it 100 times without the template, so I'm not sure why I pulled that out. But yeah, I got to rethread my needle here. But if you do have trouble rethreading your needle, I learned a tip from RTS Scrapbooking, and she said fold a little piece of washi tape over the end of it, and then slide that through the hole on your needle. And I had trouble with one day, so I tried it. I thought of her little trick, and it works really good. So if you do have trouble threading your needle, that works. It works really well. And I'm just adding a little bit of glue here and a piece of washi so my thread don't come back out. And yeah, I'm going to pull the enamel dots from over on the Good Life, and I'm going to put them up there. Not sure if I'm doing it right now or not. Well, they're gone, so I guess I went ahead and done it. Oh, and I'm showing this Dymo label printer, and I showed the 3/8 inch. It says it right on the top. And so if you happen to have one that says something else, it tells you what size to put in there. So I cut my blue cardstock to 3/8 inch, so it's light in there. And now I'm dialing that little thing to say brotherly love, and it's going to emboss it with the words. And then I'm going to use my white gel pen. Well, I think it's the Sirocco or whatever. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And I'm going to go over the top of it with that. But there is two ways to do this. And so I'm going to show the other way. Oh, and look at me. I even zoomed in. I actually thought of it. But yeah, I'm just going over the top of the embossed part. So it's going to lead me to get my letters straight on here. But the other way, if you use cardstock that's got a white core or a different color core from what the cardstock is, all you have to do is sand it. And this one has a white core in the center, so I am going to see how good that is with the brotherly love. And I'm going to trim it down a little bit, and I'm going to put 2 Tim Holtz staples on there, and believe me, they fit on that 3/8 inch. That's how tiny those staples are. But I wanted to look like they were stapled on there, so I went ahead and put them on the ends and then glued it down. And now I'm gonna, I'm showing you what it looks like, my layout, but I am going to show you how it looks to take and make one and use the sandpaper. And so I'm just going A, B, C, D on this because there was still some in there, and I got a fingernail file for it. I do have a sanding block somewhere, but that's usually sticking straight up in my utility turntable thingy. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it sticks up in there, so it was easy to find. But see, you can even sandpaper it and the letters show up. So you can do either one. I like doing the gel pen usually because it shows up a little brighter. But both ways work. And you don't even have to have the tape that costs so much, and you can make it match whatever layout you're working with. Anyway, I want to thank you all so very much for watching. If you leave a comment below, I'll be sure to reply. And if you like the video, please hit thumbs up. See, there's the brotherly love there. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.